It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with a new throwback of a season one video and a review. I'm sorry. And today, for these next couple of however long it takes, I am gonna do Moesha. Okay, season first we're gonna do. We're only doing. I'm sorry. Let me say this. I'm doing season one and season two. So I'm gonna try to be consistent in these next couple weeks, in these next few weeks, and try to. I can't do two today, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do two tomorrow, two on Friday. So I'm gonna try to do two videos at least every day. I didn't realize the first episode was so much, even though it's a 30-minute episode. Y'all know it's 30 minutes. I wanted to do Moesha because I hear so many people talking about Moesha and how was she a terrible friend and how Frank was a terrible dad. So I just kind of wanted to impart my own opinion and what I thought and what I saw. I hope y'all like it. So here we go. Moesha, season one, episode one. This is the pilot episode. So of course we know when Moesha starts off that Dear Diary, she's basically setting a tone for whatever this episode is going to be about. All right. So in her diary, this just me summing it up. So Frank won't let her date until she turns 16. She don't turn 16 until another 2 months. She also talk about she have a zit on her face, but she feels like because of a zit, the boys wouldn't want her. And D actually told her that, put some toothpaste on it. But of course, y'all, she don't see it for D. So she feel like, why are you here? You don't go here. And she just really wanted to be her Miles and her dad, and she haven't really given D a chance. But here we go. So when after she wrote out the diary, she fell asleep. She woke up and she was late for she's usually set her alarm so she can get up early to feed the men in her house. So this particular day she missed it. She got dressed, went downstairs, and rushed to go cook for Miles and Frank. But Dee had already cooked. And so she was like kind of bombarding her way trying to cook like that. Daddy, I can take your plate. In that voice she had, Daddy, I can take your plate and make you some pancakes. Like really being disrespectful while Dee is right there as a woman, but as a kid, she didn't know better. You're a teenager, so she, I think she knew, because let's be clear, Moesha was smart. She was smart. So she knew what she was doing. It was almost manipulative. But, she was trying to play in Dee's face. But Dee, what I love about Dee always clocked it. And instead of her reacting, she just looked and she always nodded. And she did it with a smile. It wasn't nice, nasty. It was just her, okay, I'm new, so I'm the adult. I'm new. We're going to let time float on. She tripping. We're going to let this little girl trip. Because I often feel like Dee wanted to drag Moesha by her scalp. Okay? So, this was the first problem I saw. The first problem was Frank, after Frank lost his first wife, Frank positioned Moesha to play this mom/wife role. That's what I got. So, Moesha is having a little moment because they didn't wake her up. She was like, well, why didn't y'all wake me up? So Dee said, you do this you do this every morning. So this morning I wanted to give you a break. And so we also find out that Moesha, doing all of that, she became the martyr, just like Dee. But Dee was a working woman. I love Dee. I love Dee. Dee was just always my favorite because she was always centered and calm. Shout out to Cheryl Lee Ralph, who, what I love about her is she is married and her husband lives here and she lives here. But don't tell my husband that. He don't like that. Anyway, so in that moment, you also see Moesha trying to bombard her way because she feel like Dee has somehow, you know, stepping on her toes, and you know, she's usually the woman of the house, Moesha, but D is actually the woman of the house now. You have to get with it. You're at the end of the day, you're a kid, but we're gonna talk about that part too. So, oh, okay. This is where we talk about. This is where we break that part down. So my question was, did Frank not know how to cook? And you had your teenage daughter cooking for you and your son, but she couldn't date. Okay, that was that was just crazy to me. So, Moesha. Oh, okay. So this is why we seen how Moesha was jealous of D, and she didn't like that relationship. She just didn't like D being around. So D went to give Frank a kiss, and right before D was getting ready to kiss Frank, Moesha was like, "Daddy, I have a question." It was very rude. It was very rude. Like, I was like, "Girl, you act like Frank, your old man." Mm-hmm. So she was wanting to hang out with her friends at the Den, and y'all know the Den was prior the Den, but then Andel had it, and she changed it to Andel's. So D was like, you know, you want to go on a school night? And as she was saying that, Frank said, "Hold up," to D. He put his finger up like this and was like, "Hold up." And it's like, wait a whoa. So D just looked. She didn't say nothing. She closed her, she closed her mouth. She didn't say nothing. Again, this him not wanting her to have say so because you so used to being around your kids. But at the same time, what you didn't realize is this girl was over here running amok. So D come in, D be clocking stuff. But she do it so subtly. So, oh yeah. That's one thing I will say. D, in that moment, D was really clocking how Frank doesn't want to let go the reins of, allowing her to come in and be a mother to those kids. And he see how Moesha's behavior and that dynamic between Moesha and Frank. That is odd. All right, y'all. So, in the next scene, D tells Miles to go grab his things so she can take him to school. Immediately, Moesha was like, "I'll walk him," and Miles was like, "Am I a dog? I'm sorry, Martin. I just don't want to go to Arizona." I'm sorry, y'all. And so apparently D has been living at the house for a month. So her and Frank been married for a month. And Moesha thinks she's taking over. So D takes Miles to school. Moesha and Hakeem are in the house because Frank had left. So Hakeem was like, D, you tripping, D cool. And so Moesha tells Hakeem, this is my house. And I've been cooking and cleaning and taking care of Miles for 3 years. And again, Frank, you had this girl play a role of a wife/mama after her mama died without allowing her to get the therapy that she need to be able to heal your kids because they lost their mom just like you lost your wife. Anyway, Hakeem is ignorant, okay? Shout out to Lamont Bentley, and may he rest in peace because I think he did pass away. A lot of people on this show passed away. So Hakeem tells Mo she always want to be somebody's mother, and that was very telling. He said when they were kids, she will always play the mom, and he will always be the child. He was like, "Well, I wanted to be the husband." So I feel like Moesha mirrored what she saw at home, and then he decided to say, that's the black woman's problem. Talking about they always want to mother a black man, and you wonder why we go to the blondes. And I was like, excuse you, Hakeem? And she smacked the piss out of him, as she should. So, in the next scene, Moesha goes to meet the girls at the den. Of course, where Andell worked. Y'all remember Andell? Hey, girl, but rest in peace, because we love her. I love Andell. So, she sit down with the girls. Before she sit down with the girls, she told Andell that, now pay attention. She told Andell about her zit. Andell told her to put some toothpaste on it, just like she said in her diary. That's what Dee said. This is how we know she didn't like Dee. But, she took Andell's advice. Fine. I was like, that what Dee told you, but you won't be difficult. Okay? You won't be difficult with that lady. So, Moesha goes to sit by Kim, Niecy, and the other girl. I remember her, but I forgot her name on this show. She didn't really have many talking points. They talk about the boys. And so they call Hakeem. This is when Kim realized who Hakeem was and that a lot of things changed about him over the summer. And then she had been running behind Hakeem. Kind of similar to what they had Nikki doing with Professor Ogilvy. And let me say this. I don't like the fact that they tried to play Kim like the fat comic relief. And Hakeem did the same thing to her. Tried to play her like she was the fat comic relief friend. I ain't like that. So, of course, Moesha she gotta be Moesha. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that part? She just gotta be Moesha and try to take the attention in the spotlight. When she walked over to them, she was like, everybody say Moesha. Yeah. That was like, girl, get out of the way. Get out of the way. You were blocking our way from the boys. So the girl played by Belinda, what's her name? The one that was on Soul Food, Belinda, yada yada. I forgot her name. But she played one of the students. So she walked in, talked to Moesha about a French test. And Kim tells her, listen, you blocking all that chocolate view over there. And so she told Kim, look like you had enough chocolate. Kim was like, I don't like how you talking to me. I know you lying. So Kim was like, okay, I'm going to keep it cute. She said, baby, my mama told me that this was baby fat. Okay? And so Belinda, we're going to call her Belinda because I forgot her name. She walks over to Kim and said, no, baby, it's fat. Baby, they had the whole Kim down. Okay? I didn't like that. All right? And I also would like to point out that Kim was not fat. She was not a big girl, but aesthetically in that time, they viewed her as the big girl. She really wasn't. So, this the other thing I didn't like. When Kim was getting ready to check homegirl, Moesha was like, no, it's okay. Oh, so now you get to invalidate my emotions. You get to shush me when she was wrong. Okay. So, Kim, she kept it cute until that girl told her, no, baby, it's fat. So, this did something to Kim. So, Kim asked Moesha, do you think I need to lose weight? Moesha looked at her and smiled and said, girl, you have a cute face. I was like, Moesha, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. This was where you were supposed to be like, friend, I love you. If you feel like you need to lose the weight, then do it. But don't do it based on what somebody said about you. You have to be comfortable in your own skin. There's another thing I didn't like. I did not like the fact that they had Kim, the fat comic relief friend that everybody laugh at, that everybody talk about, and everybody always playing her, playing her based on her weight. But then y'all had her as the desperate pick-me. Just saying. Dumbass Ohaji. First of all, not in real life. Ohaji is played by Merlin Santana. Rest in peace, because we loved him. Okay? So he asked Moesha for her notes. She tell him no. They playing this whole cat and mouse game. Whole time, him and Moesha got a whole thing going on. It's secret. Why? Because Moesha can't talk to nobody. Because Frank tripping. Because Frank don't want her to date. But he want her to cook and clean behind him and Miles. Please. Anyway. So if Frank finds out, I did write in my notes, if Frank finds out, he's going to be mad. And I just don't understand why he don't trust her to date. But hey, I guess. And she's 16. So he did say in 2 more months, when she turns 16, she can date. And that's just 2 months. So that's fine. So Dee said to Frank, Moesha took an hour. When you were supposed to be home at a certain time, Dee specifically told her to be home for dinner. But she was out with Ohaji. And Dee was like, Frank. Y'all know how she used to say, Frank, I'm worried about Moesha. She's an hour late, yada, yada, yada. She comes in the door. They was like, where you been at? And so she started lying because y'all know she been out with Ohaji. And so as Dee telling her, hey, you're an hour late, Frank stepped right in again. Like you knowingly, visibly see this lady trying to discipline Moesha, and you don't like it. Like when I tell y'all, Frank got on my nerves on this little first episode. He'd worked on my nerves. And so Dee was like, listen, I need to talk to you. So she was like, why is it every time I discipline Moesha, you always have to jump in? His stupid ass decided he wanted to play dumb and ask what she's talking about and asking for examples. Okay? You are creating a negative space for your wife and your daughter. So he decides to tell Dee, okay, it's always been. He tells Dee it's always been him and those kids for 3 years, and he has to be the father and the mother. Let me stop it right there, Frank, because you had to be the father and Moesha had to be the mother. Okay? So Frank tells Dee that she, he gives her the okay to step in, and then Moesha, Frank tells her that she can step in or whatever. So they leave out, go into the kitchen. He get ready to leave to go back to work. So she was like, well, can I go to the den? And he was like, well, you have to discuss that with Dee. So Dee was actually going to allow her to go. So she was like, well, I'm going to just grab me something to eat. Not after I just cooked and I told you to be home at a certain time. So she didn't say that, but that's what I'm saying. So she was like, Moesha was like, well, I'm going to the den. You didn't ask her. You're telling her where you're going. That's not how that worked. So Dee was like, she was very polite. She was like, you can go. You just have to go. You have to go after you finish eating your dinner. So, at this point, Moesha felt like I'm go ahead and step my balls up, and I'm a mouth off at Dee. And she went ahead and got smart with Dee. She was like, you can't tell me what to do. The way Moesha teeth would have been on the flow, FLO, okay? Because I don't like how you talking to me. Who you playing with? Okay? Look, girl. Just, whew. Anyway, so now Moesha is grounded, of course. She was like, you know what? Since you can't listen to what I say, you don't need to go to the den at all. And I wasn't mad at it. So, of course she snuck out, because we get to the next scene, go to the den. She snuck out the door. Y'all, so when Kim saw her come in, she was like, what's up, Shawshank? I thought you was doing 5 to 10. Moesha said, well, you know how I do, which means this ain't her first rodeo. She was able to play with Frank like that, but she not able to play with D like that. And she know D be on her ass. But D is also the principal. They met at a parent teacher conference, and they got married, and then D moved, after a while they got married, D moved in. So Ohaji did a poem called Our Love Is All of That. The way Ohaji pissed me off with this poem, that was like, sit your ass down. Stupid ass poem. This poem was crazy. Our love is all that. Our peace is all that. And while all of this is going on, everybody, what were they doing? Oh. It's like, because they had the music playing and everything, y'all. I was like, oh, how'd you pissing me off right now? So he finished his poem. He didn't see Moesha in there because he knew she was grounded. So he go over here and kiss Belinda. Y'all know Belinda. Y'all know I don't know her real. Not Belinda, Melinda. I keep saying Belinda. Melinda, I forgot her last name. Y'all know she played on Moesha. So he went over there and kissed her. I was like, well, how long you was messing with Ohaji? And did you know Ohaji was messing with Moesha? So she confronted Ohaji. She ran out the door. She left. She was like, bye. Left. Moesha kept it cute. She kept it cute. She ain't say nothing to the lady. She talked directly to Ohaji. She was like, well, what's going on? What's going on here? And so he was like, oh, it wasn't me. Y'all know. She was like, you know what? I ain't got time. So she come waltzing in the front door. And even though she snuck out, D was feeling a way about the way everything was handled when she went out the door. So D wanted to talk to her. So she was like, just come sit down and we can have a conversation. D was still genuine in this moment. So as D was trying to tell her, her side and tell her, she don't like the way they left things, she saw Moesha sitting there crying. And even though Moesha been a prick, she still extended, as an adult, I have to extend, a emotionally intelligent adult, I still have to extend grace to this young girl because she lost her mom. She doesn't have a mom figure, so I have to be understanding to her. And so that's why I F with D the long way. Okay. So Moesha tell her what happened, and she said nobody, the bottom line is Moesha felt like nobody didn't care about her. And she wasn't just talking about boys alone. She was talking about the men in her life. She felt like her brother didn't care. She felt like her dad didn't care. And somehow I think she felt like Hakeem didn't care either because they had D. So D was like, is that what you really think? So she told D, D told Moesha, she said, your dad and your brother, no, she said, she told Moesha, she asked her, she said, what about your dad? What about your brother? And she tells D they don't need me anymore. And D assures her that both your dad and your brother still do need you. She tells D they have you now. And D said, yeah, they do have me. And D tells Moesha that Moesha haven't lost her place. And wait, sorry y'all. Oh, so D tells her you haven't lost your place here, and your brother and your dad loves you, and so do I. And she tells Moesha we are family, and we will work this entire thing out, because she knows Moesha is struggling with this other woman and coming into my house and changing everything. That's a struggle. And I'm not mad at Moesha at all. Not at all. Like, I know we want to give her a hard time, but at the same time, she's still a young woman. She's still grieving the loss of her mom that she never had a chance to deal with. And now I have to move over and make room for this new woman that I know, because she's my principal. But not only is she my principal, but she's not my stepmom. So, Moesha, they have this moment, and that moment was good. So Moesha asked her, she was like, can we not tell my dad about this whole situation? And she was like, about you and Ohaji? And she was like, yeah. She assured, and I will say this, Dee kept her word when it came to Moesha. She's always been a safe space for Moesha. But she also tell her, listen, you still grounded. Like, I know we had our little moment, but you still grounded. She was grounded for a month. So, she goes upstairs. This is where the episode get ready to end, because y'all know she get back in that diary every night. She realized Ohaji was a boy. She called him a jerk, okay? She also realizes that Dee was okay. But at the same time, she still want to be the one to get up early to beat Dee downstairs to make breakfast for the men in her family. And she's still trying to play the mom role, but I guess it's going to take her some time. And then her zit is finally gone. So she might have put some toothpaste on it. Anyway, this is where this episode ended, y'all. I just had a chance to kind of look at it from a different scope. I'm glad I was able to look at it from a different scope. I promise y'all, I won't be hard on none of the characters. I'm just gonna review it and tell y'all what I think and what it looked like to me. So if you have any comments, drop it down below. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all want me to continue with this, because if not, if not, I won't. Let me say this. I started this, so I'm gonna finish it. So we just gonna do seasons 1 and 2, and I'm gonna try to bring 2 episodes a day unless something happens. I'm gonna try to bring 2 episodes per day. So we should be finishing probably the next 30 days. I don't know. But that's it, y'all. Again, let me know, and I will come to y'all with when the next time I'm coming to y'all. Today, Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm going to do my due diligence to give y'all episodes 2 and 3. And then Friday, I'll come with y'all with the Friday lineup. And I think that's what we gonna do. I'm gonna try to keep my word and at least do 2 episodes, no more. And if I can't just give y'all 2, I'll give y'all 1. But at least I'm gonna give y'all something every day on Moesha. Anyway, I did not say this on my way in, but make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. And make sure you guys are liking the video so I can stay in the algorithm of things. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.